Hello and welcome to another episode of Gaming at the Round Table with Crystal, Maverick, and myself, Jojo. Today we're going to be going over the results of the Game Awards and our near misses, or guesses. And I'm going to just outright say we missed every shot we took, but we took them, and we're going to talk about it. Where do you guys want to start, with Game of the Year, or just go down the list and see where we were at?
Start with your categories.
All right, let me pull mine up real quick because our lovely Crystal here pulled it up for us to remind us how wrong we were.
Yeah.
So my two categories were Best Multiplayer and Best Adaptation. And Best Multiplayer, and again, I guessed Call of Duty, and my neutral pick was Super Mario. And the winner was Helldivers 2. So I was way off base.
The one that in our podcast we were bad mouthing it. That's what we get.
We were going pretty against that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find the list for the others that were in that one. Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
One of my categories, on the note of Helldivers 2 I won another category called Best Ongoing Game. And that was, my guess was Fortnite, and then I had a neutral pick of Destiny 2. And I will defend us here, at least on the ongoing game one. It's been out for what, less than a year?
It came out in February. That's something that I remember mentioning, yeah.
There's a few winners here, I think. We're going to try to be neutral and not just Donkey Kong bash a couple things. Just,
Yeah.
But yeah, the multiplayer category had Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and then Warhammer 40K the Space Marine 2. So the winner being Helldiver in that bunch, as somebody that's played Call of Duty, I can see why Helldivers kind of won over that multiplayer-wise. I think it's just, I haven't personally played it, but from what I've seen, playing with others, I think it's a little more fun.
That's the only way you can play it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. If you're going to play Helldivers 2 and you're not playing multiplayer, you probably aren't going to like it. And it's definitely designed for multiplayer. Like,
yes.
That's why you play it.
Then my other category was Best Adaptation, and the winner was Fallout. My guess was it was going to be between Arcane and Fallout, which technically the voice actress and the main actress for Fallout won in both aspects, because she was going to win either way, because she was at the head of that. And again, I'm not mad with that winning, because I think it was really, really well put together and a good show. So I'm happy it won. So again, I'm not disappointed in that proving me wrong.
It was also one of your... So the way we did it, as a quick reminder, was we chose who we thought was going to win and who we would understand might win. And so that was your...
Who won, who we wanted to win, and then...
the neutral.
Who we didn't want to win.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. By neutral...
I was trying to avoid that. I was like, oh, we're going to say neutral.
I mean, that's what we said on our last podcast. Well, the podcast where we did this, right?
That's true.
Was Helldivers on your... I'd have to go back in time.
Oh, every time we saw Helldivers, we said no, it's not going to happen.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
I think it's just because it was in categories that didn't... I mean, in multiplayer, it makes sense. But the other category that was in, it didn't make sense to me, and that was the ongoing one. Because, again, it's been under a year.
I mean, obviously, it's Helldivers 2, so it's a continuation. So obviously it's ongoing.
I mean, that's like trying to argue that Destiny 2 is an ongoing version of Destiny.
Listen, I'm just trying to make Helldivers 2 fit the category. That's what they did.
I think the argument, the best thing I can theorize is that Helldivers 2, it's best ongoing game of this specific year. And I don't mean like
it did come out in February.
This year, right? And I can kind of see that, but ongoing really implies that it's been out for a while, and it was competing, I think, on its nominees with like Final Fantasy XIV, which has been out for like 15 years. It's still the top of the MMO charts. It's still very profitable and well played and well liked. They had a huge expansion, I think, this year as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of not kind of. I'll go out on the internet and say this. I don't think Helldivers 2 should have won.
I don't think it should have won.
Ongoing game.
I think as our group is concerned, we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So next up is Crystal's categories.
Yes. So I had Best Family Game and Best Action Adventure Game. And both of them, Astrobot won. And I never even guessed Astrobot because I'd never played it. I did some research into it, but it's a single player adventure game, if you will. Mm-hmm. So I didn't quite understand how that would win over some of the other ones. I guessed Super Mario Party Jamboree thingy
for best
family game. Okay. Because to me it was the only game that was a family game.
I think it's because we come from the generation where we actually played like family games. Like there was a family game night where you had like Monopoly or like a board game where everybody was included in the family game.
Right.
Yeah. Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Whether it was your family or your friends or your siblings, it was something that you played with whoever was at your house.
Yeah.
And Astrobot, while it is a good game, I've actually done some streaming not of it, but I watch streams of it.
Woo, it looks cute. It looks super cute.
It's very cute. It looks like it's a great action adventure game. So I can actually see it in Best Action Adventure Game as long as someone accepts that it's not like an adult themed one. But to say it's a family game, at least the three of us seem to align that like family to me includes multiplayer.
Other people, right.
Like
that's why
it's weird.
The only game that they had as an option for best family game that was co-opable was the Super Mario Jamboree. My neutral pick was the Zelda game, where Zelda is the actual main character and she goes and finds Link. So I was way off though. Like I never even thought to pick Astrobot, but small plug in here. I will be doing my next review on Astrobot, so that'll be out.
Make it up to y'all
next week because I wanna know.
Yeah. Speaking of Astrobot, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Speaking of Astrobot winning multiple categories, one of the other reasons that we spoke off camera, I think, about Astrobot probably not winning Best Family Game and such, was that it was a console exclusive. And when I mentioned that, I felt like, oh, that's a legitimate concern. And then I think, Crystal, you mentioned, what was it? Maybe it was action adventure game category where some of them were like multiple nominees.
That was me. I mentioned that more than a few of the nominees were console exclusives to one specific console over others.
Oh, I think it was Game of the Year that had multiple.
It had, because Wukong is what? PlayStation, right?
PlayStation, yeah.
And then Astrobot's like the PlayStation mascot. Mm-hmm. So at least 2 of the 5, I can't remember how many nominees.
I think it's 5.
Yeah. And there might have been another console exclusive. But the point in case is there were several console exclusive games in a lot of these categories, which is fine. But it kind of like ussed out a lot of the gaming community. I love PlayStation. And I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of Sony. I am. I think they make great stuff. Mm-hmm. But I can absolutely understand, like, it's weird that the game of the year is not marketable to PC Master Race, right?
Right, like, right. We haven't gotten to that yet, but right.
Okay, sorry, skipped ahead. I'd be quiet.
So back to me now. The best action adventure game winner was also Astrobot. I think I mentioned that. My original guesses were the Zelda game, and my neutral guess was the Prince of Persia. Because realistically, the Prince of Persia game seemed the most action adventure game out of the bundle to me. And then the Zelda game, that was a personal pick. Obviously, I just need to stop picking my personal guesses because they are way off. But yeah, that wraps up my little section of what I ended up picking on. So it's on to you, Maverick.
I just want to mention real quick before he does that in another category of innovating in accessibility, Prince of Persia actually won.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So
That game looked really good.
yeah.
Maybe on a Fun Fact Friday, we can look into some of the things they implemented. That would be
Hmm.
cool. Or accessibility options in
The
general.
category is actually pretty broad. If you look at the people that were nominated, it was Call of Duty, which I'm surprised, Diablo, Dragon Age,
Okay.
Prince of Persia, and then Star Wars. So that's a pretty broad stroke of it, and it's good to see because I mean that's something you want in games.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything from color blindness to turning off not haptic feedback, but like screen shake and um, anti, what do they call it when people are epileptic? There are settings that reduce that likelihood and all that kind of stuff. It's really good to have that stuff. Also, because I find that a lot of accessibility options, they're designed for people with disabilities. I turn some of them on just because they make life more comfortable for me.
Oh yeah. That's
I
like
did that a
me.
lot in MMOs where you had like a lot of explosions and stuff happening all the time.
Off.
I was like, I can't see where my character is. Like, it's just tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And contrast control and stuff like that.
That was me in Apex Legends. I can't see in the ring because the people are usually red when you're
Yeah.
like looking through a digi or whatever. So I changed it to be colorblind, so that way I could see. They glow blue.
Yeah, a lot of people do it.
I
How to
could see them.
legally cheat.
I mean,
I mean, if you want to talk about legally cheat, Fortnite with the footsteps.
yeah. I think almost
Um,
everybody does that too, so you can see exactly where the footsteps are coming from. I like that.
I like
Although
it too
their
because
audio is
as someone
you
who
need
doesn't
it.
listen to audio in a lot of video games, first of all, I lost a lot of hearing jet engines. But even if I hadn't, I guess that is a disability. Even if I hadn't, like, I often will be in party chat, and so I'll turn my
Yeah.
game volume super low. So those types of accessibility options help a lot for my just playing the game.
Well, I will say this too. Fortnite's audio is not top tier. Anyways,
No.
like Apex Legends, I can tell exactly where a person is. Like,
when it works.
Marvel
right, when the
Rivals
audio
has
works.
good
Marvel
audio
Rivals
cues.
really good, yeah.
Marvel
In fact,
Rivals is really good too.
I don't
yeah.
play Apex, as we've discussed. So
Right.
when I went from Fortnite to playing Marvel Rivals, and I could hear someone around the corner
10
getting
10.
ready to, like,
Love that game.
what do they call that?
Swing, flank you.
Peek and
Yeah.
shoot, whatever. I listen at very low volume. To be fair, Marvel Rivals in a headset will blow out your eardrums.
Oh yeah,
On
thing is
like
loud.
a party chat. It's crazy. But I could hear them exactly where they were, as if they were in my house around a wall. So they're
That's
doing something
actually-
right there.
since we're on a tangent, side note, real quick, that's actually something I really like about Marvel Rivals is that I don't have to have a headset on. I could just have the screen on without. Anyways, let's get back to this. Maverick,
Okay.
it is your turn to talk about your categories.
We're not sponsored by Marvel Rivals, but
What up? No, I'm just
we
kidding.
would take sponsors. All right, best ongoing game. We touched on this earlier. Winner was Helldivers 2. My guess at the time was Fortnite with a neutral choice of Destiny 2. And I've already discussed why I felt Helldivers shouldn't have even been considered for ongoing game, but I guess it's up to your definition of how long ongoing should qualify. Especially because even if we ignore what I said earlier about Final Fantasy, Fortnite's been around for years. Destiny is obviously Destiny 2. It's also been around for a long time and has had multiple expansions. Like,
I think
So-
those two got robbed in that
category. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm sure someone will disagree with us. Leave a comment. Best
Yeah.
mobile game was the second category that I tried to tackle. The winner was Balatro. Wow, both of my categories I feel pretty slighted on.
Yeah.
It's not even, oh, darn, I was wrong. It was more like, oh, darn, I don't think they deserve that, period. So Balatro won best mobile game. And my guess at the time was Wuthering Waves. And I had a neutral vote for AFK Journey. Balatro, in my mind, is...
They won 3 categories, by the way.
Yeah. First of all, in no way am I saying it is a bad game. I am saying that I don't believe it deserved this particular category because mobile games, I've played these mobile games, and all of the nominees I either played or I previewed by watching people play and getting a vibe for it. And the massive amount of content, characterization, story, lore, graphics, combat mechanics and stuff that go into things like AFK Journey and go into Wuwa. We're like in a completely different universe of technical implementation and all this, and size, just sheer size of the game, completely different universes. So to win best mobile game, I can understand best indie and other categories, but mobile game, like, no, it's just not better than Wuwa, like, or AFK Journey, or it's my opinion. Let me rephrase this. It is my opinion that the Game Awards are very biased against gacha games.
That's fine.
Zero categories were won by a gacha game this year. Zero, none. And I think everyone can at least name a gacha game, so they're obviously popular.
I would take it further than that. I would say at this point, almost everybody's playing a gacha game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seemingly so. And I know when we make clips of this, people are going to be like, "Whatever, dude."
Oh yeah, we're gonna be.
Yeah, and I get it.
It's fine.
I get it. But I will defend this to my dying day that Balatro is not the best mobile game on any platform that has mobile.
I'll be reviewing Astrobot next, but I think I'm gonna dabble into Balatro. I need to understand. I need to. I want to see what it is that people are so hyped about with a card game.
It has an addictive game loop, like any upgrade loop system. It's basically like what do they call those games that Joe hates? Where you die and then you start over.
Roguelite.
Roguelite.
No, I don't hate roguelites. I love Hades.
I just want to break things when I play it. It's not that I hate them. I just
What to say?
like
Joe?
to keep my personal property in one piece.
And you play Apex?
See, Apex, you're not.
I have to get new controllers every 6 months.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
With first-person shooters, when you lose, it's because you're not good. With
No, it's because they're hacking.
Yeah, of course. That's what I said. But with roguelike games, you lose because that is part of the core design of the game.
That sounds terrible.
You have to lose.
I don't want to.
In fact, if you were to like solo run a roguelite, you would miss out on a lot of the story and the lore. Like a lot, most of it, because a lot of it's designed around when you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Tangent aside. I'm very negative Nancy about my nominees. I guess I'm a sore loser. But they're literally the two picks where I'm like, nah, these don't even qualify for the nominees. And then they won. So what do I know?
Well, lastly, though, the last category that we all talked about is the big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Game of the year. And we all guessed Wukong. Okay, that was our pick. Joe, do you have a list of the other nominees?
It's Balatro, Elden Ring Shadow of Erdtree, Final Fantasy Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio, which ended up winning a couple other. They won Best Narrative, Best Art Direction. Final Fantasy won for Best Score and Music.
I'm surprised
That makes
they
sense.
won
Final
Best Art
Fantasy has
Direction.
great music.
Best Audio Design. I'm an audio guy. The Hellblade 2, that deserved it. I played that game. The sound in that, you have to play with the headset. It's nuts.
Is that Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm... Okay.
Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, that game's audio, you have to play with headsets. Like, there's so many little things that where you're playing it, and it messes with your head. It's that good. Just on sound.
Wait. Game of the year. Let's wrap this back in here.
Yeah, we
All right.
might make our timeline.
No.
No, we're past it.
Anyways.
So
yeah, I think I hit all of them, and then again the winner, Astrobot.
okay.
This is why I'm reviewing Astrobot next, because I need to understand their perspective on why that would beat out other games like Wukong or, I mean, the Final Fantasy one I get because it's a remake of an old game. I don't feel like that shouldn't have even been. Whatever, we're not going down that route. But do you have anything to say about the Game of the Year, Maverick?
Sure. Yeah. I think Astrobot looks great and fantastic. I look forward to your review of it. I wonder how much of it's being chosen was nostalgia combined with a quality game that hits that nostalgia. Like that little combination where we've been waiting for something that feels really nice and familiar of the golden days of gaming and is actually well done.
So like the nostalgia of like a check is what you're saying, like cash.
Yeah, got it.
Oh, I see. This is an attack on Sony again.
No. This is an attack on the award show, like being paid.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Did I have to make it any more clear?
who would pay them, right? Like,
who knows?
Right.
Massive studios.
No,
don't know.
I mean,
we're too small to get canceled.
I mean, even so, this is our opinion. We're allowed to talk about it, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
obviously, I'm not even putting this on you guys. This is a me opinion. It just seems so. Some of these winners just seem so weird.
They seem out of place for the categories that they won. I think is the best way to put it. Not that they don't deserve to win something, because again, some of these categories it makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them,
Oh, do you guys know who won Best Indie?
That was also Balatro.
Okay, I can see that one.
They got Best Indie and the Best Debut Indie Game.
Oh, for sure, Best Debut, because the reception was phenomenal for it. Yeah, that for sure was deserved.
Oh, the last thing I think we should mention before we wrap everything up is a couple of the games that were announced. Some big name games were announced at the award show.
I'm really excited for Borderlands 4 because I'm a big Borderlands fan. That's one.
And I'm excited for the Elden Ring Night Rain, which I never played Elden Ring because it.
She's excited for something she probably won't ever play, but it looks good. So
It's okay. I want to play it. No, I legitimately want to play it because I want to play a Souls game so bad. But if I play that by myself, I will be buying new controllers.
With the one that was announced, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's so the Night Rain is specifically a co-op game. And I'm very excited for that because then I could just play it with my friends and they can carry me on their backs through the game. And I'm excited for that because even one of my best friends was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try it," and I was like, "Okay, bet I will be right behind you."
I'm excited for another game that was announced, Slay the Spire 2, for several reasons. One of the main reasons is, first of all, it's a well-loved indie series. Second of all, Slay the Spire 2 is probably going to be the biggest name of a game that gets released on Godot, the game engine that we're using for our indie game development. So very excited to see what they've done with it. And also excited that they were like, not just using Godot, they were specifically announced that we're moving away from Unity during all the Unity drama we covered a while back.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel like we made a good choice going the way we did if this very famous, well-liked developer chose the same.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to wrap it up and say thank you for joining us for another episode of Gaming at the Round Table with Crystal, Maverick, and myself, Jojo. You guys have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks.